Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles again. And one of the trends we've noticed, and we're seeing the views in our videos for, the 3 people that do actually watch us. I'm kidding, we have more than that, we appreciate it. But the carpet python video we did has been extremely popular. So I thought we'd show you our other carpet python. So what we're going to show you today is a diamond jungle cross carpet python. This is our biggest snake we own. She's also probably our most unpredictable snake most of the time. And this is her. I have to probably pay a little more attention to her than I do the balls while I'm handling. And she did just come out of her water dish, so she's going to get me kind of wet. Carpets, as you can see already, can cause you some problems because of a few reasons. They take up more room to handle, and they also have a prehensile tail, which she's already used to wrap around that. You gonna try to free her? So they'll grab things with this tail, they'll get in her belt loops, all kinds of stuff. You can even see how she's holding on to the edge of it. Very cool. It's very unusual for a snake to use its tail as much as they do, and their tails are quite long. Snakes do have a tail. It's measured from the vent back. So for her, that would be that much as tail. Again, carpets are native to Australia, so they're all captive bred here because you can't export. So she was born in the United States. I'm not exactly sure her age, but she's a pretty good sized girl. We are breeding her to our jungle jag male, so hopefully we'll have some jungle jag diamonds and some also jungle diamonds, which is what she is. A lot of carpet people get really hung up, and there's nothing wrong with it, in the percentage of diamond blood versus jungle blood and keeping all those numbers with whether it's a cross veneer and JS, coastals, whatever it may be. I do not know her percents. I would say there's a good amount of jungle influence in her. If you've ever seen a pure diamond carpet, which are out there, but they're pretty rare, they are gorgeous. I mean, they're one of the most beautiful snakes you'll see. One problem with pure diamonds is they do have what they call diamond python syndrome. They're extremely hard to keep in captivity. They don't do well usually. I mean, some people have had success, but a lot of people don't. So you've seen a lot of crossbreeds. And what we plan to get out of her is by putting in more jungle blood, we'll get hopefully these to brighten up some. And with the jag pattern, we should get some of her diamond checking that she has in it. I don't know if you guys heard that little carpet python hiss. Carpets are pretty hissy snakes. It's not always an aggression. They're just really long, got long lungs, so as they get moved around, sometimes when they breathe, you'll hear that. She's being really good right now. She also can eat huge meals for her girth. Her exact length, I don't really know. They never lay still enough to measure, but we do take her sheds and tack them at the top of doorways, and they drag on the ground. When she stretches out, she's probably close to 7 foot. I'm 6'2", and she is longer than me, so that's that. Really excited about what she can produce. And you can really kind of see the diamond pattern in some of the sides and how light that is. Some of the pure diamonds are completely have white markings. You don't see them starting to get the bands like you're seeing with her. So it'd be more of like these markings, be pure white with a lot of crazy white speckling. If you've never seen one, you should really Google the image. It is out of this world. But that is what I've got for you on diamond pythons. One last thing about these guys is if you're keeping diamonds or diamond crosses, you can keep them a little bit cooler than you do jungles. This black coloration in the parts they're native from are cooler naturally where they're found. Crossbreeding them is, it can happen in the wild, I do believe. I don't know how frequently it happens, but not too frequently, but they're close enough you can breed carpets and intermix them. As a matter of fact, anybody with a jungle jag python, it's actually a crossbreed, as the jagged gene did not come from jungles, but came from, again with that tail, came from, I believe it was coastals. You have to forgive me if I make mistakes. I'm really trying to keep her all in check. But she's become one of my favorites. You probably hear me say about every snake, just because she's different. You don't see a lot of these in captivity like you do the ball pythons. She's a longer snake without being so big that you can't handle her by yourself. A little bit less predictable. So you do gotta kind of actually pay attention. They're not going to lay there in your lap like a ball python will. I can tell you she'll take this tail, get it in your belt loop, twist it around, and you almost have to take your pants off to get her off of you, which is not the kind of date you want with a snake, but you just really got to watch, and you can see how they'll just flop too on you. So that's about all I got on the on Rhea, is her name, our Diamond Jungle Cross. Any questions?
Is their cage setup different than ball python?
See, we got him working now. We've been filming a few of these without Question Girl because she's not here today. We typically film a few of these at once. Yes, their cage setup is different than ball pythons. You can keep them in rack and tub systems, but they need a little bit more vertical space, especially when they're young. They are a semi-arboreal snake, so they like to spend some time up high. Babies especially. When I had my... Oh, see, you can grab everything you can get to, or she does. Or I had my baby jungle jag, and I already introduced you to. He would never hardly touch the ground when he was a baby. He was always up in some of his trees or plants. So you want to have some vertical space for them. That's really, one of the main differences. One thing we do for her a little different is she has an extremely large water dish. That's because she's in the snake room here. It's a little warm in here anyway because of all the animals. And that gives her a chance to thermoregulate a little bit better when she wants to cool off, because they do prefer a little bit cooler temperature. So we've kind of given her the ability to do that on her own. And I provide her with a lot bigger water dish than I would any other snake for that reason. So any other questions?
Nope.
All right, well again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys will click like on little Rhea here and get a lot of views on her, because I think these are pretty unique animals. They also have a big head. And unlike a lot of pythons that are pretty straight, I mean, if you just saw that head, it's wide enough you'd almost think, is that thing venomous, which they're not. But I love carpet python heads. I think they're just one of the best looking, faces on a snake there is. So it's probably my favorite part of the carpets. All right, guys, thanks so much, and make sure and follow us. Come check us out on Facebook. And when you look at getting a snake one day, don't forget about carpet pythons. They're really unique and really neat animals. Just don't bite me in the face today. Thank you.